Peace and love, y'all. It's your brother Avis, and we are back with What's the Word Wednesdays. This is season 2, episode 1. So as y'all come in, I'm going to be putting down the comments as well as we have in the past. I'm going to be throwing up the logo, and we're going to have that to be able to share along with us here today. Let's see if it works. Alright. Let's see your thing. Will it let me switch in between? Nah. Looks like right now it's only letting me do it like this. So let's see. We'll drop this off right now. We'll leave it. What's up, Chris? What's going on? So we'll leave the logo out for today. I'll figure some stuff out with it. But once again, peace and love with y'all. As y'all come in, let me know how y'all been. It's been a while. And just let me know what's the word. I like how we can pin our stuff back. Been a quick second. Alright, we good now. We're gonna give it a few more for people to come in. Y'all let me know how it sounds too. I am set up a little, at least it don't look different to y'all, but for me it's a little different setup. But y'all let me know how it sounds and how things are. But once again, appreciate everyone that is here now and those who are going to view later. So we'll get started in a bit. But it's been a minute. That's all I have to say. So it's good to see y'all up in here. Alright. Alright, thank you. Alright, good. I'm glad it sounds good. What's going on, Johnny, my brother? Good to see you in here. We still be loving you, though. We know you changed your name a bit, but we still be loving you, man. Alright. So we about to get ready, y'all. And with that, y'all, we're going to have a new way to start off the show this time today. Today, the show is definitely going to be dope. I appreciate y'all coming in. But for today's show, remember the typical song that we had? That was What's the Word? Your boy decided to go ahead and make an instrumental for this show. So now we have a new intro show, at least sound. So y'all will get used to it. But as we start the show, let's get it. This is the new intro song. So it's just the instrumental. And this is how it's being done now. It goes like this. What's the word, y'all? What's the word? What's the word, y'all? What's the word? What's the word, y'all? What's the word? What's the word? What's the word? What you heard? We gotta know, yeah, what's the word? So once again, peace and love, y'all. It's your brother Avis. We are back with season 2 of What's the Word Wednesdays for the first episode. So I appreciate y'all being in here. Love y'all as usual. And we're going to get into some stuff because I missed out on a lot going on. But for today, we still got our 3 topics like we usually do, which today we're going to be speaking on current events as usual. Then we're going to get into intentionality, so speaking on how that involves us. And lastly, we're going to talk about how to assess your relationships. And this is all shouts out to the sister Janet, Smiley Janet. Appreciate you for the show topics for today. But with that being said, y'all let me know how y'all feeling. What's the word? It's good to see y'all. All right. Now, topic-wise, for current events, mostly right now, there's a lot I got to catch up on. There's a few stuff I wrote down that I just wanted to rephrase and say. And once again, just to let everybody know, too, that these are not just the only topics for the show. And that any moment anybody has a question and wants to have a conversation and to talk about something else, please throw them in the comments. This is all about going back and forth with the community. I'm just not here talking on the screen. It's for us to also be able to talk and conversate together. But with that, current events, I do want to go back and speak on, I wanted to at least send out a salute and just prayers out to the family of MF Doom. Definitely when it comes to music wise, I definitely appreciated the caliber of his music, as well as just the whole, you can say, mystery behind him as a character. He's one of the main super villains, and you know, in hip hop per se, but was so dope. So I know it was long. He passed away October 31st, but we didn't find out till December 31st, the end of the 2020. But still want to just put a shout out there to MF Doom. You know, rest in beats, rest in rhymes. All you want to say with that. So just wanted to shout that out for a current event. The other thing, I didn't get to speak on it because there was a lot of craziness. The Capitol Hill siege, or the coup that happened back in January, well, earlier January, and how America really got to see a lot more of the disproportionate treatment when it comes to skin tone, while at the same time seeing the reemergence of, not even a reemergence, but you just see how certain sides can really, work depending on whatever it may end up, entailing or being. Peace and love, brother. Good to see you up in here. My man Andres, good to see you. And then just listening to the TV and media outlets speak on the whole situation. I honestly, since I've been off of this, I was really chuckling about it, because I really was like, was this really a thing? I wasn't even paying attention. Not saying paying attention, but it didn't really catch my eye too much, because of the fact that I was just like, bruh, this is just typically what's going on with, shoot, it is what it is, and it is what's been made, because of all the things that have led up to just not only the elections, but led up to just the whole situation in the U.S. What's going on, brother? Saab, you in the building, and he's smooth with it. Just want to let y'all know he's smooth with it. So I wasn't too surprised by that. I found it very comical. I shouldn't have be laughing about it, but I really did, because I'm just like, this is ridiculous, to say the least. But that was at least the catch up on the Capitol Hill thing. Next thing I wanted to check up in is like, bro, $600 stimulus. What the heck? Really? After all those months, like beginning in like July, or I forgot when I started speaking on this thing, but from there all the way until got to the end of December and in January, $600? Really? That's how you know they playing with you. That's how they like, we're gonna give you this little crumbs, and like they still getting paid for this. Like, come on now. Like, really? Yeah, we give y'all 600, y'all good. But then now we're over here playing with, now it's like we'll add on another 1,400. So it'll make it that we gave you guys 2,000. Instead of just saying 2,000 on top of that 600 to give us just basically, 2,600. But once again, y'all, if you didn't notice, a lot of the things that's been happening currently has just basically set up those who are in power, as well as those who are at the higher 1%, for them to prosper. So we try to give you as less money as we can give you, so we can keep as much as we need. So that's just something, at least, that's came to my mind. I can be off about it. I can be, just talking and just ranting about it, but that's what I'm noticing. Since 2020 was an allegory to vision. So hopefully y'all was able to see a lot of things more clearly last year, since now 2020 is hindsight. But that was another thing I wanted to get on, is these stimulus checks. We'll see whatever goes with it, but they just playing with us at this point. But let me see. Let me get these comments real quick before I keep going. It said, bro, everything give us familiarity. They give us face that we recognize to pick from. Yeah, I mean, we have controlled choice at this point. We have a controlled choice. Like, literally, the brother knows who made a song, The Remedy. I said, literally, trying to pick from both sides. They're on the same bird. Don't matter which side. And look, the funny thing is, you only get two sides. Why can't you have a third option, a fourth option, a fifth option? Or maybe even a sixth option, which will be, you know what? I'm not going to even buy into this whole thing. Let me do my own thing. Well, guess what? That's not an option. And that's not what's given. Because once again, the media, those in power, economics, religion, all of these systems come together to formulate and create your reality. So from that reality created, that is what you can choose from. So if we have Oreos and we have another cookie, I'm trying to think of Chips Ahoy, but we know there's also grandma cookies, and we also know that there's some other type of cookies. What's going on, Chris? Good to see you in here, brother. We're only going to start promoting only the Oreos and the Chips Ahoy. Forget about the grandma cookies. Forget about all the other options that you got. These are the two that you can work with. And then that's when we get into the whole concept of the lesser two evils and all this different stuff. It's like, whatever may end up being, it's very blatant that y'all can see government in so many ways do not care. As long as their agenda is pushed and taken care of, that's when they pretend to care. But that's it. That's it, bro. That's it, y'all. That's what I mean, what I'm seeing there. So with that, of course, we know as of today, which I'm going to jump into a little something with why at least the Wednesday was chosen today for Biden and Kamala to be sworn in, and today has to do with too of some planetary stuff, as well as the info around what Wednesday represents. So I will just say this: Wednesday is a very good day for communication and being able to get your point across to other people. So it would make sense that on Wednesday they would have the inauguration and the swearing in of the president and vice president of such and such, because that's a day of communication. Many things are being sent out to you. People are talking, speaking, all of that's being said. You can look this up. Mercury, exactly. So one of the things with Mercury, and look, I know I'm getting planetary on y'all. Y'all can stop me at any moment, but Mercury represents the planet of communication. Also, in Roman and Greek mythology, it represents Athena, and she's known to be the god of wisdom. So literally being able to communicate, get the point across. But that's the reason why, at least today, it was a great day to have the inauguration and the swearing in, because Wednesday represents communication, getting your point across. That's one of the reasons why What's the Word Wednesdays is a thing too. So we can talk and we get our points and our combos across. But so we had that going on today. I only saw a clip of it. I wasn't paying too much attention to this. Oh yeah, Sade. What's up, Sade? I'm not even seeing here. What's going on, sister? I appreciate you being up in here. Isn't it about to retrograde? It probably is, Chris. I don't know. I'm not keeping tabs on all of that. I'm still learning. Like I'm going through and reading a lot of stuff, whether it has to do with not only astrology but colorology, studying what's the other one that has to do with frequency, cymatics. Like there's so many things that right now I've been grateful to be able to study with the time that I have. But with that, let's keep getting on things. If y'all have any current events, please throw them in here. Let me know, what are y'all currently seeing? What's going on with y'all? I'm just speaking on a few things that have caught my eye in the news lately and what I've missed out on since I've been gone for a while. I appreciate y'all's love. But that's all at least I've been seeing right now. With that inauguration, also, two things I wanted to note that already hit headline news when it comes to inauguration, besides the inauguration, is the 15 executive orders already that the 46th president, Joe Biden, has already written into, law. I don't have all of them down here, but he's already written 15 executive orders. Just do y'all go out there, do y'all research and see all of them on what they are. I know one of them is to get back into the Paris Pact or something. I don't know what that is in particular, so don't take my word for it, but just know 15 executive orders have already been written in already. As well as Biden was speaking on before he even got in, and I see you right there, Andreas. I'll speak on that point about colorology. He's already started talking about, for the first 100 days, he wants to mandate mask, as well as being able to vaccinate 100 million Americans within these 100 days. We'll see how that goes. That's all I have to say. We'll see how that goes. I'm just reading this as I'm going right now with it, but that's another thing that's there. Other than that, that's really all I had here. Just really wanted to speak on, coming in here, talk about Doom real quick, current events. Wanted to really just speak on the stimulus checks, like talk about the siege on Capitol Hill, the inauguration, those 15 executive orders, and then this 100-day mandate and 100 million Americans to be vaccinated. But let me see. I'm getting back to y'all comments in here. We got colorology. Yeah, brother. So colorology basically is the study of how colors have an influence on you, your environment, whatever else is around you. There's a significance in the colors that we wear and we use for certain meanings and for certain times and areas. So we know that red can represent a lot of different things. For us on a regular day, red represents, stop. So like, especially if you're driving a car, like, to stop at the line because you've already learned that red means that. But red can also mean passion. Red can represent love. It can represent blood. And the way that you use these colors, it helps you to at least know more why certain places and why certain people choose the colors that they do. That's all. I just really wanted to look more into like why we've always talked about how colors are significant, but now wonder why we pair certain things to those colors. So that's what colorology is. Boom. Let's see. That one about global warming. Oh, to save the global environment. Okay. Now I got it. Yeah, okay. Now, thank y'all. I think that's what that one is. I appreciate y'all getting me on that. I read through the article, but when I usually do, I'm actually speed reading, so I'm picking out really notable things that pop out to me. So I just picked that part, not necessarily all the full details. So appreciate y'all. All right, let's see. They're not real vaccines, though. It's mRNA shots or something to mutate our immune system to fight the virus. Don't sound natural, though. I feel you, brother. You do your research. A lot of these vaccines have multiple different chemicals that are in them regardless, and they're going to have a negative response to your body. Because think about all the stuff we have now. We have pills, we have all these different types of medicines. That's all unnatural, bro. It's been manufactured and made. So a vaccine, or at least all of that's been made, that's already unnatural. Like, I can't go outside and just plant a serum or a vaccine and it pops up out the ground and that's natural. Yeah, nah. A lot of that stuff is unnaturally made. So it's been manufactured. When you put man in the factoring of stuff and having it to be made, then that's how you know it is man-made. That's why it's manufactured. It's to have man make something and factor it, not that is nature-made. Because we be mimicking all of this stuff just because of the fact that we want it to be natural, but we're making it unnatural through the process of us making something. So, not natural for the norm. Yeah, yeah. That's what your immune system, which I like to call defense system. So shout out to Brother Kwaku. I like to call it your defense system. We've already been naturally given all of the things that we need to help us fight off different diseases and stuff. And if our body's not sure of it, it's going to find a way to create antibodies and stuff of that nature. So when you continue to sterilize the people, after a while, they're going to have to rely on that sterilization. So then your body's not going to naturally create those immunities or those defenses to help. So I get it. But then at the same time, like you were speaking on, it's not always it doesn't always have to be the one end all be all to do. There's a natural way of being able to do these things. I agree with it. I was researching a bit about, you know, the shots and everything, and I was learning about like who created the first shots and what was the first shot, and knowing that the first shot started from polio. This is for the polio virus. Getting it from cow pus, which, you know, don't quote me on it, look it up too. But I was looking into that, and I was just like, you were using that. Like, what was making you like pair those things together? Like, that's very interesting. But as we've evolved now, we got all these different means. But just know, within the shots, there are a combination of many different things in there to create the shot. Including there's also usually inactive strand of the virus or another virus that can mimic it. So just a little bit more on that. I'm not an expert. Don't take all of this as is from me. Always remember to do your own research, okay? I'm not telling y'all what to do and how to do it. Just do your research. But that's all I really got, y'all, for current events. If y'all have anything else, like always, drop them down in the comments, and we keep this convo going. So, next topic I want to speak on. Intentionality. Basically doing and saying things. Once again, shouts out to... Alright. Appreciate you, Chris, man. Thank you for coming in, man. Go do what you gotta do, brother, man. I appreciate y'all just giving me the time. So, always. And she's back. The co-host, Chris. What?
You like it?
The word.
Look what I did.
Ooh,
Look what
exactly.
I did.
I was looking at that, too. Mad fresh right now.
It's gone.
I like it.
You went bald, so I went bald. No. I want to be a little bald man with a shield.
Mm.
Is it shield or is it hat? No, it's little bald man with a shield, right?
It's my name. If y'all want to know, it means little bald one. Calvin means little bald one.
One. Okay.
And then my last name, either Williams can mean helmet or shield.
There we go.
So I'm the little bald one with a helmet or a shield. But you see, look, I ain't got my helmet on, but I got a cap. So no cap. I got a cap, though.
No cap, all cap. Last day of cap season.
Bye. You know, all day. Because the cat in the tree, you know. That's it.
The cat
in the tree and it don't bark. You don't worry about it. So goofy.
How have you been? I haven't seen you in forever.
I just been taking the time to develop and build and come up with, you know, a lot more content, which I've been able to. So it was a really good, well-needed break.
Came in strong with like a post blast. It was like, Advis. It was like, oh wow, he's back on. I was like, he's back. I
also started posting a lot. I posted a little bit more on YouTube too. So just know that this is also gonna be going on YouTube.
Oh man, good thing my hair is semi-curled. Okay, no. I didn't go all the way, Calvin. I just, you know, just Calvin.
How'd you find the meaning of your name?
One.
Yes, I just Googled it and looked it up, bro. There's different websites that have meanings to your name, and that's how I just looked it up, bro. You probably can find yours, man. And yeah, because a lot of words and things have history, which for me, that's why I also have brought back, y'all. Words are real spells. I've been doing that again. So I already got 2 episodes. And I already put a post of it, y'all seeing there, but
Nice.
I gotta do something, bring some content. You know, people don't want to see me freestyling all day, and I get it. So I mean, they don't care about me rhyming all these words. So some people are interested in hearing different words. So I'm just hearing my breakdown of words. So I'm like, okay, I'll break some words down. I mean, as long as you don't get bored of my voice, but yeah.
You just tell them to stay chilling while you frozen. No.
Because they see me cry when they grinning. Like, come on now. Like, come on.
Hot like Keisha Cole.
All of it.
Wait, no. What did you say? Hot like Keisha Cole. I don't remember. Yeah, no. I'm happy to see you back. I just wanted to hop in and just like say, yay, you're back. I'm excited.
Yes.
Today's topic. The last one was kind of on my mind this week. I lost my grandma, and I didn't find out until like later. So I've been like processing it. One thing that has been coming up in my mind a lot has been like, how do you like how intimate or friendship? Like my mind is like, where do you stand with these people? So that's kind of like an assessment. So I'm really excited about that.
Well, how to assess your relationships? And we lagging. I can't hear you.
Well, just in general, like especially like right now, it's like family dynamics. So, we're lagging.
Gotcha. Dang it! Hold on, come back.
Hello.
Dang, you're losing it right now, but we're gonna come back in here though. Let's see. What do you think about the thousands of migrants coming from Central America because they think Joe Biden is going to give them citizenship? Honestly, brother, especially when it comes to people, you know, escaping or at least coming from other different places to make a better way, I feel it. Like I'm not down in it at all, but they got to be very careful of when they're trying to come their way here and they get another short end of the deal, or they end up, you know, bringing something over, because we're still in this whole situation with 2020 and everything. You know, yeah, bro, they ramsacked through Guatemala borders. Yeah, brother. That's just be another situation to see what happens with, you know, the U.S. and how it's going to be handled by the, you know, the administration, or I usually like to say, you know, the CEO, the businessman of the company, which is America KKK. So we'll see how that goes. I really don't have too much on that, my G, but that's really just a little bit. I'll have to look into it a little bit more. But we keep losing, Chris, like you in and out, you circling, you get frozen. It's going to be cool after the run, though. All right. I know you wanted to talking about where you were looking forward to the assessment.
Because I'm chilling.
I want to get into intentionality right now and really speak on how that looks. And shots out again to Janet for the show topics this show, which was really good because they actually hit home, especially for me. These past two strengths, I've actually been dealing with a few of these things with actually people in my life, which I was a little upset, or I should say upset. You know, I just really had to assess my relationships, as well as I had to be very intentional with how I looked at a lot of the things. So these fit so well, and like let's just get into these things. So you think, wait, let me see. Before we do you think Joe is going to get rid of the Second Amendment, which is the right to bear arms, right? No, Second Amendment, freedom of speech.
No. No.
Yeah, it's the right to bear arms. Bro, they've tried multiple times, my G.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is, these white folks,
Not likely.
they hold it strong on a lot of that. So I don't know, my man, because you got the NRA and all this other stuff. So it'll be a fight. I don't know if we're gonna repeat. So, but
Yeah, but isn't Killer Mike working with like the head of the NRA trying to get like, you know, Black people recognized in there, because we do also have a right to bear arms and they can't be the only ones with all the guns. So I knew, like, I've heard of that. It was like a couple years ago. He was talking about it on the news back when I was in California. So I was like, what channel?
okay.
MSNBC, maybe? So that was like a couple years. I don't want to live anywhere where they say I can't have a gun as a citizen, and the only
That's
people with guns are people with the power.
misuse.
No,
I mean,
God,
literally,
no.
you are disarming
like
folks that have their
that.
liberty, especially to be and
Yeah.
feel free, especially. So if I can't be on the same knees as you, like literally, once again, you can start off this whole idea people was talking about too when it came to martial law, as well as literally enforcing. So if I ain't got nothing that I can use to protect myself, and then you're like, hey, guess what? You need to take this right now, and you got a gun and other things that you don't have pointed at you. I mean, is either you gonna do it or you. It's almost like the whole thing with Diddy. His whole slogan when he was voting was either vote or die. So, are you gonna do it or are you gonna die? So, or you gonna? I mean, you can run, but still.
Literally, what if? Oh, damn it.
So, brother, we'll see.
I think.
But I did say this, and I'm not trying to put out anything negative in this particular light. I just want to make it a reality for everyone that 2021 is actually going to be worse than 2020. And the reason why is because 2020 was the beginning of it. And I'm not saying worse in the sense that, like, you know, y'all should start fearing, getting scared. No, 2020 should have already gave y'all the sight to be prepared to be like, okay, we seen how tragic and a lot of this stuff was happening. Now we got to move in 2021, now more laser focused than ever, because now we've seen a lot of the stuff that was happening around us. Now we need to learn how to move. But if we don't, then you're starting to see a lot of things. So you got to get really good at not only your prediction, but your forewarning of just signs. So if you see some signs and stuff, you know some things are happening. I've seen a lot of signs in 2020 that already are being seen in 2021. Like, one of the other things I didn't get to speak on, but the CDC has, I don't know, I'm not saying it's a mandate, but I don't know if it's mandate, but whatever. They basically said by January 26th, when you're flying, wherever you're going, you have to show proof of a negative test for you to fly. Which I know right now, okay, it's not a whole big deal. You can go and do that. But just think about that. Once they're able to say that you got to show that you have a negative, that's already pushing in the door for something else. So just really start thinking, when you give people an inch, they're going to continue to see how much they can go until you really put that border or that threshold to be like, all right, no, that's it. Just kind of how like they were doing with a lot of the censorship with people, especially on YouTube, Twitter. I mean, also censoring, you know, even though I don't agree with anything that 45th, aka, you know, Trump, but they censored him. So if a lot of these monopolies and companies have that much power to do that, just imagine what they are doing already with people that we don't see. So that's what I'm saying, y'all. It's like, look at the puzzle pieces and start piecing them together. That's it. Just being informed. I'm not saying y'all need to go out here and be conspiracy theorists, all these other different things. No. Know about what's going on around you. Because I would rather want you to be walking somewhere down the street with your head up, being able to see everything, versus you walking with your head low, not knowing that if you keep walking straight, you're going to walk right straight into a brick wall. I'd rather want you to see the brick wall so then you can move around it or do something.
That's like, That's a good question in the comments. Does sentence freedom of speech? That one is like a double-edged sword. It's like yes and no. It's like speaking out of hate obviously can't be like tolerated, right? But like someone expressing how they feel or their opinion, it's all about like, I guess, how you do it. Be tactful. You know what I mean? Use social etiquette, you know, when communicating, because difference between expressing your opinion and then like spewing hate speech or propaganda.
I feel that.
Like that.
Yeah, it's all really dependent on the situation. The main thing is being able to use right judgment when it comes to stuff. Like literally, if you hear somebody talking about, okay, I'm about to go murder, you know, don't censor this YouTube or anybody, but say you about to go and, you know, really cause harm to somebody. You put it out everywhere. You got posters. You put it on every other platform and all of this different stuff. Yes, you're going to stop that. But if you see somebody trying to put out their perspective, their opinion and other stuff, and you see it's in good faith, like, we cool. But what's happening is they're starting to combine those things together. Yes. So whatever you say now becomes hate speech. It becomes a threat to somebody else's well-being. And guess what? It's only words. It's not no physical threat of any sort. It's like, get canceled. I said a word that offended you, so now you are very upset and mad, and it made you feel a certain way. So now I want to censor you because you hurt my feelings.
Feelings don't do anything but tell you what you are feeling in that moment. They don't do anything else.
Energy.
You do everything else.
Emotions are energy and motion. It's literally letting you know, like you said, what's going on right now. But the way that you use your emotions or your feelings to help you drive your decision is not literally like, it may make you feel like somebody said a word you don't like. You may feel like you got punched in the stomach. But did you get punched in the stomach? No. And guess what?
No, you didn't.
Nowadays,
ain't nobody touched you.
I literally use like, there's almost points to certain words that back way when I didn't even think was going to be an issue are now an issue to say. And it gets to a point where literally, literally it's going to get to a point where like, we already have abbreviated the English language already through a lot of just not only emojis and all these other stuff. It's going to get to a point where literally like a whole sentence is going to be like 8 letters. It's not even words. It's going to be just letters. If we keep getting to a point, you can't say this word, that word, this word, that word, and this. So, I mean, it just limits everything. So, once again, a lot of these laws and a lot of the things that are said and done are very contradictory. But guess what? Life is a contradiction. We are contradictions. We say one thing and then do another thing and then find out it's something else completely different. But let's see. All right, I see there. Hold on. We're going to get into the topic, but I love y'all giving the questions. I mean, I appreciate it. Let me see. I'm going to get down to it, but let me see. What up, bro? Mom is asking, do you think there's a connection between digital currency and the planetary lockdown? There can be. You have to, the first thing you got to figure out, what was the whole setup for 2020? Like, what was the whole meaning? You find out, okay, you know, there's this outbreak that happened. Where did it come from? You see where it originated from. All right, figure out why and where did it come from. You find out it came out in a lab. Okay, where is this lab about? Oh, you start finding out that, oh, you have people in the U.S. like Anthony Fauci and all these people have already been sponsoring these people to look at this particular outbreak in a lab. Okay, that has to do with money. Why are they doing that? Then once again, people talk about following the money. Once you follow the money and you start pointing a lot of things together, you can be like, okay, now during this time, things are shut down. People are in their house. Business owners are also suffering. A lot of people are suffering, but actually who's winning during this time? And then you come to find out, okay, a lot of these more so 1%, 2%, wherever up high folks are actually the ones that's actually became, I think there's an article that said that literally a lot of the upper echelon businesses and all of these owners in 1% actually became richer during this breakout this whole time. So you really start to figure out, okay, then what all of this is like leading up to. And then you start seeing, of course, these moves to cryptocurrencies. The reason why they're doing cryptocurrencies in this case is because it's untraceable and all this other stuff. It has a certain coding to it. So if you're trying to counterfeit and make multiple of them, you can't, because there's a certain binary or encryption code that you can't mess with. So that's why it's untraceable. And y'all, if you guys don't know about it, a lot of y'all aren't weird to this. There's a such thing as the dark market or the black market, whatever you want to call it, the dark web. So I'm not gonna go any deeper into that, but always remember where the money's going off to, because at the end of the day, guess what system we're in? Capitalism. What drives capitalism? Consumption of products. Yeah. But you also have to have what? The money, the currency, all of that. But I appreciate that, bro. Hopefully mom's heard that. All right, bro. I'm not for any side, but they literally censored the president, and I know he condoned violence, but still, he's the president, and cooperatives have run this country and censored him. Yeah, exactly. We don't condone none of what has been said, done by him, or any of that shape or form. But yeah, like I said, look at these signs and take them for what they are. Just know, okay, what am I going to do? That's it. Formulate plans, y'all. That's it. And just know, if y'all need some, if we all on the same page, I'm with y'all when we come to making some plans. I got y'all. I'm with it. But that's just mostly it. I'm not saying like, yeah, you guys got to live your life in fear and all this other stuff. It's just like, I want y'all to know what's going on and why is it going on, and you find out what you're going to do about it and who you got around you that will help you. That's it. I don't care if you still like watching football. I don't care if you like going to 31 flavors. Anything. Like, you do you. But at the end of the day, just be informed about what you do, because that will make sense. That's it. I just want it to make sense. Let's see. Yeah, there is less physical money going around and earn like before. Yep. They're trying to stop change coins going around. Yeah. It's a number of things because of the virus can be on different services and all this other things. Yes. Right. Intentionality. Because we went off on the whole thing. But intentionality. When I think of intentionality or doing things with intention, y'all throw them down in the comments too. And then Chris, after I get on something, you can let me know what you think. When I think of intentionality and intentions, it's basically having to do with what you're going to put into something or how you're going to address to do something. So my intentions are basically my actions to certain things. So if I have an intention, like I am on here, to really have a conversation and talk with people, it can be seen as a good intention, but to other folks, it can be seen in a whole other different ways. Like, oh, he's just here to put his own narrative and on here. But my true intention behind this really was to connect and have a lot more, folks and people come through so we can have a community conversation to talk. So when it comes to that intention, we got Chairman Dallas. We also got Kundin. Appreciate y'all. Welcome. What's the word? Season 2. We back. But with the intention, you literally want to be able to get across your point, and however you come across doing that to people, that's how they're going to perceive it. So when you want to do things in good faith, you bring about that intention through your actions and how you do it, with the way that you speak and how you're actually doing these things. Mm-hmm. But once again, I like to get into this, and I speak on it. When I think of intention, I also think of a law that I like to speak about, which is called the law of neutrality, which basically is that everything in this life that we have that's around us is neutral. It's not necessarily good, and it's not necessarily evil, just the lack of better words. But the reason why it either becomes good or it becomes evil or it becomes bad, whatever you want to call it, it has to do with our intent and our intention behind it. So whenever you have something, say for example, I always like to use this, an apple. You have an apple. It just is. It's here. So when you think about it, you're like, no, I think it's a good thing, provides food, sustenance, all of that. It's good intention. But depending on the person and the action they want to put into it, it also can be seen as a bad thing. Because I can just go get this apple, and if I was with Chris or somebody else, I could decide to just chuck the apple on the back of somebody's head and hurt them. Like, literally. I know I'm over here, like, these examples are very vivid, but it's like I want to make sure, like, I do get them across. No type of violence or anything on here. But it's just showing the point, He said, well, I'm eating the apple right now.
Better not.
Oh, that's so funny. But the main point I wanted to get across is basically that your intention can be seen as good and evil. And honestly, when it comes to that, you just have to just know in your own heart, mind, and soul how you're gonna go across doing that. Because some people will read it either way. But let's see. You got anything on that, Chris? Because I'm looking at it too. Yeah. Although you can still have harmful impacts with good intentions. Intention.
I was looking at what bring up.
You gonna read it?
Like, because you can have like the best of intent, and things can still like end up like wrong or like not translating the intentions that you have. So for me, doing something with intent is like, it's like a contract with myself. It's like you agree to the terms and conditions of like, like if you want XZ, then then you're gonna have to like be like, for myself, it's like be verbal about it. Like, I want this, say it out loud. If you need to, write it on paper. I know a lot of people are big on like writing, spells on paper. I'm not there yet, but I am like verbal. And then the last part is like envisioning. What does that look like? What does your intention look like in like the manifestation of it? Like, in mind, you have to see, what does, like, if I played it out, if I did this like wholehearted intent, like what does that look like? If I were to do it with malice, what does that look like? How do you differentiate the two? I don't know. That's just like my path on intentionality.
Huh?
And then like I did one words. So write it or say it. You can glue some pictures together.
Basically. But yeah, no. If y'all still got any more in there, please drop down in the comments. But yeah, when it really does come to intentionality, this is where we can move over into the last topic of, you definitely want to be intentional on how you assess your relationships with other people. Because once again, when people are doing certain things, yes, they have intentions on how they're going to address you, how they speak to you, how they move, all of those different things. And you being able to assess and see from their behavior will help you be able to figure out, is this a person I still either want around me or still to build on a relationship with? Because once again, we can speak on how someone may come across with their intentions for good, but it can be very harmful to them. And if you're not able to call that out and you're not able to let them know beforehand, they're going to continue to push that mark to a point where one day you might just blow up and be like, that's it. And they're going to be confused of like, wait, why are you upset about this? You never said anything about it in the beginning, when I started this. So literally making sure that when you see something in a behavior, or you hear something being said from a person, you want to already on the spot. I'm not saying we're going to be over here judging everybody down to the T, but you want to make sure if there's a certain environment that you want to keep and there's a certain feel that you want to have, you got to be aware of those people and things around you to help you with that. And the person for today who brought the topics, what's going on, Janet? Good to see you. Yes. Now we're on the last part though, and then we'll do an after show if y'all still down. Like, I got y'all. But what being able to assess, but being able to assess people in your relationships, you have to take moments to really be aware of certain things. So I'll speak on the experience that I just recently had, and it made me really reevaluate the other years that I actually knew this person. And it just came to the point like, dang, I should have really been reading the signs and listening to my intuition about things. So I learned a lot from this certain situation. And then I'll let you go and jump into it, Chris, and you give your thoughts on assessing relationships. But so I had this friend. I'm not gonna grill them out or anything in any shape or form. I had this friend that I met a while back at a show. Good vibes, everything. Rubber Ducky Russ in the building, y'all. Good vibes, everything. We, got to keep in contact. This person ended up having, a business, as well as they were getting into a lot of different business ventures. And we would connect on a lot of spiritual things. We connect on music. We both like to make music. And we really started building a really, great relationship. But just more recently, I really started to notice that every time this person started to call me, which I should have paid attention to, like I said, make your assessments. I should have paid attention to the way this person was moving in on me when it came to these different opportunities and how forceful things became, and it became a lot less organic when we would have conversations or we would talk. That like it would be like the first maybe 10 minutes would be like checking in, but then like the rest of like the hour or something, we're just talking about these particular different ventures and stuff. And in my body, things weren't feeling right. And like every time I want to speak on something else, it's like it's brought back to that conversation about these different ventures. So more recently, like it became very apparent to me, and I was doing this because I respected the person. That basically they got me into a situation where it wasn't feeling right in myself, and I had very vague information on things. So I was like, you know what? I trust this person. We've had a great relationship, not reading the signs. See, there's another thing, not reading the signs. And I was just like, if this person's not going to do me no wrong, like we've already built all of this, this is me, benefit of the doubt. This person for a good while, you think you're good. So I get into this situation because I didn't have a lot of info. So I get into the situation. The first week I'm already in this situation. I read through stuff. I got to talk with certain people and see certain things. I was like, and mind you, also during this situation too, shouts out to everybody that's in here. During this situation, the process that I was going through, I was already feeling low in my spirit. And I was wondering why. Like after I was doing this transaction, I felt very low. It didn't feel right at all. But I continued because of the fact that, this is a person, great relationship, boom. So first week I'm in this particular situation. I don't want to give too much details because I'm not trying to air nobody out. But literally, I read and I watch all these videos and learn more stuff about the whole situation that I'm in. And then I came and I finally did my research on stuff. And I finally started going back and looking at the signs of like, why was this pushed so hard on me? And why is it like this? And I'm just like, dang, this is not the situation for me. All right, I got to talk to this person about it. but I'm gonna do some a little bit because I want to still do some more research. So, long story short, had a conversation with this person. I was nervous because I'm like, dang, I already know I'm gonna get pushback, and it's not gonna come out. And I just wanted to still make sure like the relationship, you know, wasn't as damaged or whatever it may be. But I wasn't able to really push my point across. Not push my point, but I wasn't able to really display my point to the person of like why this is not the thing for me, and give them other valid reasons, not only due to my nervousness of having this conversation, but also the same pushback and less of opportunities to really display or talk my perspective, because the person was pushing more onto me about something and was just honestly saying, you should do this, you should do this. Oh, then you must be stupid on this. Oh, then you had this insecurity. So it really felt to a point where it's just like it was a back and forth match of like, you trying to down each other. And I'm like, this is not a good thing. So at the point, it got to a point where it's just like, I personally, to say I shut down, because I was like, we don't need to do this no more. So I literally just said something that literally cut the conversation. The person just hung up on me, and that was it. Haven't talked to him since. So, and I wish them all well, whoever it may be, I wish them well. But my point with the whole thing with being able to assess your relationships and people around you is, I personally didn't pay attention to some of the signs, and it was earlier on in the few years that I was getting to know this person. And it had finally led up to a point where I got into this situation that made me feel uncomfortable. I wasn't able to express to the person that this is not for me. And then the person got very upset, saying that all of this, and literally broken relationship there, done quit. So when it comes to really assessing these relationships, you really do need to take note of certain things that happen to you. And then when a person does something, either you're going to immediately check that, or you're going to keep it in the back of your mind to see if that's going to be a continuing trend. That's it. So don't always, I'm not saying like, oh, we can't trust anybody. No, just really be mindful of people's intentions when they have stuff for you. If it's something that they want goodwill for you, then yes. If it's something they only want from them and they want to just benefit from them, and you do these things and do that and do this, reevaluate that. It's about that time, y'all. But Chris, let me know what you got on this before we start closing out for tonight, and we'll go into the after show, y'all.
Yeah, it's unfortunate when those situations happen, when boundaries aren't discussed in the beginning. That's how I lost probably like the majority of friends that I thought were like really close, but apparently we weren't as honest with each other. As a lot of resentment, a lot of unsaid things. So I get it's hard, like knowing, okay, I see myself. I am Chris in relationship to this. But each relationship is different. Each encounter is different, and for that, you may be a little bit more comfortable with others, more standoffish with others, but that's where boundaries come into place. They're like very important issue that I was like sharing briefly at the beginning. My dad's side of the family, I'm not really close with them. Didn't really kept me away from them, so I didn't see my grandma a lot. So the fact that she's like gone is like disheartening, but at the same time, like I didn't really have a relationship with her, so I know grieving.
Sending love to you,
like same my other cousins are. It's just like where do I fit in this family dynamic? So I have about like 4 cousins who are like, yeah, we want to keep this family thing going.
You know, it's obvious.
All right, we can.
No, I was one of the brothers heard the song in the background.
I know it's up. Yeah,
we already know it.
I want to keep it
but yes,
going.
all right. All right, let's see. I'm gonna get these comments real quick.
Oh.
I'm gonna just wrap up, and then after that, if y'all still with me, because I appreciate y'all being here.
Yeah.
You already know we gotta continue with this. Let's see. The brother, Andrea said that benefit of the doubt be life lessons. Yes, bro. We always talk about that, man. It's like, shoot, turn the other cheek, man. But you gotta be like watchful. Like, why you gonna let somebody come even afford to slap you or something? So be mindful of their intentions. Yeah, sounds like a life situation I have right now. It's hard being honest without fearing pushback. Yeah, but you gotta push through that, because literally during those times of uncomfortableness, if that's even a word, that's where growth starts. Because I can speak on another situation that got me, and I was very uncomfortable, and this was me addressing a bigger issue than just this, and I was even more uncomfortable in that situation. We can talk about it after show, but yes, Janet, I'm with you on that, bro. If they were wrong, in the wrong, I bet they were more uncomfortable than you. Possibly, bro. I know this person was a little bit more upset. It's just the way that they came across. It got to a point where it just became a blame game, and the only thing I will say last to that situation was, I get it. How you put your perspectives and how you say certain things will come out different to other people. So I can speak on saying, yes, I want to help a lot of people, and then certain situations are not going to help me to get to that point. And you at least realize that, okay, I respect the fact that you're saying that this situation is not helpful for you to get to the point that you want to get to. And I get it. At the end of the day, I'm not saying you have to be all about self, but guess what? For you to help somebody else, who do you got to help first? You have to help yourself. I can't come to you at 25, 50% trying to give you 100%, and I don't even have 100. So, so when it comes to that, it's like, I mean, once again, that's all perspectives and how people see things of that nature. But yes, maybe they were, bro. I don't know. That banger in the background, you know it. And last thing, let's see, before I wrap up, I just want to say before we wrap up this, it was great combos and great topics. Gee, my bad if I kept getting you off subject. And last but not least, rip MF Doom, bro. You're good. This is really what the main purpose of this show was. Is for me to have different combos with people. I just put these topics up so then we can have something as a structure. But I appreciate and I love the interaction in the comments with whatever you put down. So don't feel bad about any of that. Y'all are good. Love y'all. But other than that, before we wrap up, y'all, once again, this has been your brother Avis. This has been What's the Word Wednesdays, Season 2, Episode 1. Just know, watch out with all these current events. Be intentional with your thoughts, words, and your actions and how they may come across people. And when it comes to assessing people in your life, you do have to look at how you're also putting yourself out there. But look at those red flags, and either you're going to approach them then, or you're going to keep them in the back as a note for later. But other than that, peace and one love, y'all. I've been your brother Avis. What's the Word Wednesdays? This has been Chris. And we'll see y'all next Wednesday. We out.